"You got my daughter pregnant." And I said, "Ma'am, not me." So I got those kind of phone calls where I work.
I don't think that's what she means.
I don't know what activity you were thinking of. Was it a different activity? No. Okay, you can put those up. Thank you. That's Sophie. She's from Oregon. Her father's a policeman up in Oregon, at the University of Oregon. And they're down here to visit us for 3 weeks. And my youngest daughter, Heather, and my sister over there, Annette, and then Caleb, raise your hand, and Jacob,
Grandson.
Bladen, Brayden. Okay, so I have some of my family here.
And Brandon, your
And
nephews.
Brandon.
And Kim? Oh, did you
He's
already
Jeff's
she already
oldest.
introduced you?
And our youngest.
Oh, I don't know, is there any other questions? Yes.
Bill, was that chapel in the mountains and the cabin by any chance Pilgrim Pines?
No, I worked at a place called, it was up in Forest Falls. It was called Forest Home Christian Conference Center. Yeah, and I worked up there years ago. I think I made maybe 90 cents an hour or something like that.
There's a question over
So,
there.
a question? Where? Yes. I don't use a camera. I don't use anything. My daughter has a cell phone,
iPhone.
and my wife has one. And I don't take, my wife is always after me. How come you don't take any pictures? And as an example, my youngest daughter Heather here from Oregon, stand up. You will not. You will not see her in any of these pictures. But by the time she came, 12 years later, here's her sister Kim. She came back. She came 12 years later. And by that time, I was done with my photography and moving on to other things.
Yeah.
So I don't
have
do
no
my
pictures.
photography anymore. Anyway, the
Ken never
cameras
gets
that I
any
had, my
pictures.
son took
Always
them,
the way.
and I've never seen them again.
New type of investment.
He gave the photography bug to me when I was born.
Any other questions?
He didn't keep it for himself.
Yes.
I'm curious about, fuel lines and airlines and things like that. Now, these were on a shuttle carrier that were, now they were exposed to the atmosphere?
What, the lines?
Yeah.
Well, when they were on the ground, I mean, the spacecraft wasn't, it could be the elements like, the cold temperatures and that.
I'm wondering, what happens to those lines when they get exposed to that tremendous heat?
Well,
You have to really make some critical adjustments, I guess, and lengths and stuff.
oh, yes, well, because that's where I was showing you on the plans here. You can't see them on here too good, but there are joints and there are bellows that will, this is not space shuttle, this is some other aircraft. But even on other aircraft, when the wings flex, they have to have joints that will flex when they're carrying the fuel. For example, here's another, yes.
You didn't mention what famous shuttle it was that you were worried about the lines. Did you not want to mention that?
Oh, I think everybody's heard about it.
Challenger.
The Challenger.
The Challenger, yes. And the other one that went down to over Texas is the foam insulation on the exterior tank. A portion of it broke off and hit one of the tiles, which exposed the undercarriage of the spacecraft to the heat as it re-entered. And so it just burned up before it ever was able to reach its destination and land in Florida.
So again,
Now,
that
as an
wasn't your.
example, because of my work on the space program and that, I could show it to you sometime. You can't see it now.
Too small.
Well, it's too small, but it contains, it's like it's a medallion about like a silver dollar, and it contains metal from the Columbia, which circled the moon while the Eagle descended to the surface of the moon and landed,
first
and
time.
Neil Armstrong got out. So this coin here has metal from the Eagle, the first moon landing, and so I keep it in my pocket. But if you want to see it, I'll be glad to show it to you.
Is that for sale?
No, you don't have enough money.
You better be careful you don't get it mixed up with any other coins in your pocket when you're buying ice cream.
Oh yeah, I put it in the washing machine, to dry some clothes. Yes,
What do you know about Area 51?
I can't say.
He would get phone calls from angry mothers there.
Well, the Area 51, but there are a lot of places in this world that you're not allowed to go.
You don't want to go.
And you don't want to go. Any other questions?
I think this has been a great idea. Lots of space, lots of comfort between us and you. And I've learned a great deal, and I appreciate the whole operation. Thank you very much.
Does he have any time left? Do you have any?
Just come up and take a look, or if you haven't seen it already, or ask questions. Yes.
Huh?
You didn't explain about the woodwork over there.
Oh, I did.
Oh, and your metal work over there.
And my metal work. Yeah, well, I like this coffee table.
In the yearbook and
Um,
stuff. Didn't you talk about it?
Was up and I designed this, I drew plans for it, and then I built it, and stained it and everything. And then coming here, we put it out on our patio, and
Balcony.
we put flowers on it. So there is a big stain mark on it.
Oh.
But I mean, it's over 50 years old. And then there's a stool that I designed. There's a little jewelry case that I built. There's a little box
I
here
remember that.
made out of plastic and things to hold envelopes and pens, and out of copper and all different types of material that I designed and then built them. What? Oh.
What about being the editor of your newspaper and yearbook?
Well, in high school, I was editor-in-chief of our school yearbook, so I had the responsibility of that and the design of that. And as I was editor-in-chief, as I was in sports, I ran track and played football. Actually, I don't know if you want to know this, but when I played football in high school, I was captain of the football team, and I weighed 104 pounds. And then I ran track, and not to really brag because it was so good, but in track,
Oh, this
I
is
had
the time to
3
brag.
records. I had 3 records in track, and they'll never be broken. And the reason why they'll never be broken is quite a few years they stood before I left, when I left. Then they changed running from yards to meters. So they don't run yards anymore.
It'll
So they'll
never
never
be
be broken. But then I was editor-in-chief of the yearbook, and then I also, which one else do you want me to?
Well, just
I was editor for our squadron publication. I'm not a writer, but I always seem to end up doing stuff like that. Now, in November, my wife is going to be, Carol Giff Page is going to be doing a presentation on her artwork and crafts, as well as on display all of the books that she has written. So that'll be in November. Actually, Danae, that's true, yeah. And I want to thank Danae and
Michelle.
Michelle.
And Jamie and all the other.
Everybody here is so great. I mean, the staff is so great to help out. And look at all the work that they did just to help present all this stuff.
Right.
They framed it.
They framed it, yeah.
Most of the stuff.
I'd have to
Yeah.
go there. I had to hurry and get out of the way or they were gonna frame me. Yes.
Are you gonna pass the offering plates before you?
Well, the church that I went to, they had a bag.
Two handles.
Any other questions?
Thank you, Dad.
I want to thank all of you for coming out, and I appreciate it. And oh, you're welcome.
Good job, Dad.